In this video, we'll cover off on configuring the virtual joystick buttons and controls, such as the SCM slider, the axes here, and the same feature for all of the other axes on the other panels. It's configured in the same way. The radar ping if you've got it set to a vJoy, and also the different push-to-talk buttons. So these are bound in the Star Citizen settings the same as any other joystick. So if we go into key bindings, go into advanced customization for joystick HOTAS. Now if we want to bind the SCM slider over here, if I go into flight movement and I scroll down and I find something like speed limit absolute or relative, I use absolute, and I double click that, it'll say waiting for input. I just then move the axis and it will bind to that axis. And the same, I've got the other one up here, the strafe, I've got it set to the other axis, double click that, waiting for input, and then slide that, and it will work. For the automatic radar ping, which is this down here, and what this will do is, at an interval that you set using this slider, between 1 and 10 seconds, it will continually do the radar ping for you if it's got it set. In the configure, this is where you can set it to be either a joy button, or if you push the joy button, it'll toggle to key, and then you can enter in there which key you want that to be, same as any of the other keyboard configuration. In this case, we'll leave it set to joypad button 7. In the Star Citizen controls, if we go to radar, activate ping, double click that, we just need to move it off a time so it will actually activate, hit the ping, and then it's now bound to joystick button 7. The push to talk buttons are done in the same way. If we go down to VoIP, FOIP, and head tracking. So there's VoIP push to talk global and voice push to talk local or proximity. So if we want to bind the global one, we can either do it from the comms quick panel or any of the other screens that have access to the push to talk buttons. Double click it if you want it to be local. This is the global one, so we'll do global. We just push that and it's bound. If you want to set the local one, again, this time you just use the local and it's bound, and they get bound to buttons 6 and 8. And that covers binding the joystick controls from the screens to the Star Citizen. The push to talk buttons themselves are globally toggled. So if you push it here, it will toggle any screen that has those push to talk buttons on it. So if we go to, for example, flight, we'll see now it's been toggled on the flight. We go to the comms panel, it's also been toggled on here. If we turn that off, again, it's turned off here, and same for every other panel that it's on.